In today's lesson, we are learning about raccoons.
Hi, my name is Clint Hahn, and I'm here at Grand Bay Education Center with the little guy right here named Kyle. Kyle is our raccoon, and Kyle is a very unique little animal with a lot of very cool adaptations about him. Now, he doesn't have an opposable thumb like you and I, but they are very good with their hands. And in Native American language, raccoon actually means one who rubs with its hands. And another really cool, they can reach down in the water and feel whether it's a crawfish, it's something to eat. And they're very omnivorous, which means they'll eat about anything they can get a hold of, from fruits and berries all the way to insects, crustaceans, anything like that. So they're very opportunistic is the way I like to think of it. And something else about Kyle that's really cool, like any other mammal, he has something called fibrosis, and that's just the whiskers. But now, not just the ones on his face, but actually on his hands. When he's down by the water, he has very sensitive little hairs, and that's what I'm referring to on his hands, because they are sensitive enough that he knows whether it might be something dangerous, like a foe, or it could be something to eat. And since we've come to America and found out about raccoons, raccoons were once a very large part of the fur trade. And I'm able to be in here with Kyle this morning because I have had rabies shots required of me by the USDA. And that does mean that raccoons are what we call rabies vectors. They may carry rabies, and we know that's a very detrimental virus that we as humans can get from other mammals. And it can be easily transmissible, which in turn makes that virus what we call zoonotic. And that's any kind of pathogen that may pass from animal to human or any other species of mammal, or animal for that instance.
For more information about rabies, go to aphisusda.gov and cdc.gov.
So when talking about raccoons, how would I classify that organism? I know that he's a mammal, but now when I talk about classification, I'm referring to that domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species system that we use to classify even plants, animals like Kyle. So he's multicellular. He's a multicellular organism. Now his scientific name is Procyon lotor. And that also means one who washes with its hands. So a lot of times that nomenclature will actually give you a descriptive characteristic about that animal. And so I always want to remember how to classify my organisms, because he's not a cat or a dog. He's an entirely separate family. They've been known to remember things for several years. They actually have enough intelligence that allows them to get into trouble. Raccoons can be considered a nuisance animal when they travel into the dwellings of where people may live, or even where they're camping or something like that. And that gets them into trouble because once they establish their home, they become territorial. When learning about a species like Kyle and explaining mammals to students, Kyle typically gets woke up in the middle of the day because he's actually a nocturnal creature, which means he loves and he is active at night, likes to eat at night, and he mainly sleeps during the day. So raccoons are very cool creatures, but they have to be respected just like any other animal, any other wild animal. I don't want to keep them as a pet in my house. And now creatures like Kyle, he's very sweet and he's very cool, but we'll take care of him, because if I let him go, he may go down to my neighbor's house, and that might not be a good thing.
Review questions.
What is another word for whiskers? Vibraceae. What is a raccoon's binomial nomenclature? A. Homo sapiens, B. Rosa indica, C. Rana tigrina, or D. Procyon lotor. Procyon lotor. What does lotor mean in Latin? Washer.